I had a call last week with a woman who's been applying for jobs in Germany for over a year now. And she's doing everything right on paper. She's active on LinkedIn. She searching quite broadly. She's been consistent and yet nothing. And I've had many of those calls to see the pattern. And the pattern is unfortunately that it's never the hard skills that are the problem. And yeah, look, I'm not going to pretend that the job market is fine. Germany has had massive waves of layoffs. There are people out there with multiple years, decades of experience on German market, speaking German. They have the right cultural references. They have the network. They also job hunting. So competing with that is very hard and tough. So I'm not going to a toxic positive view on that. The situation is not great. But there's a specific set of things that immigrants consistently underestimate and don't do right. And they are all for free. You can start doing them right now. And this is what this video is about. So point number one is about LinkedIn. So the LinkedIns that I mostly look at, they are either completely invisible or extremely confusing. And a lot of people don't take it seriously because, you know, where they come from, nobody used it or your work spoke for itself. It's different here. So LinkedIn is not really a thing, let's say, back in Russia or in Eastern Europe. There are other networks, I assume, I don't know. But here in Germany, especially in tech, if you're going after tech jobs, 200 connections and half-finished profile in a couple of languages with zero personality, that's already telling the recruiter something, and it's not something good. And what I mean by inconclusive is that someone lands on your profile, the banner is weird, they have no idea what you stand for, what you've actually done, what you're going for next. It's all just there. The recruiter doesn't know what to do with that. And zero posts is sometimes better than the post you just created with ChatGPT, and people catch that immediately. The algorithm buries it immediately and the recruiter clicks away. You don't have to love LinkedIn. I mostly hate it, but you have to show up there like a professional who knows what they want, but also you stand out by showing up authentically, meaning showing what you stand for personally. I'm not saying share your lunch. I'm saying show up what you stand for. And this also means politically. And if you're coming from one of the countries that have been cancelled officially, so let's say countries like Russia has been cancelled heavily, understandably, so Germany is really shooting, like there is media information war against Russians. People will hire you if you're a great professional. But it does help your case if you stand up for peace. It's important. Same with Israel, because on one side, Germany is supporting Israel. On the other side, people are not blind. And it doesn't mean that if you come from those countries that you're evil. God, no, of course not. But it really helps your case if people see the human being behind it. So, second thing, networking and the way you show up. So it's really hard. Like you come to a new city. I live in Berlin. It's a tough city. Bureaucracy is shit. The weather is shit. People, you know, like there is a thing like Berliner Fresse. We're not known for being friendly. Yes, it is tough. But you cannot bring this energy to networking events. And this is unfortunately, very surprisingly, it's what I see a lot. And I say it with full compassion. People go to networking events and they lead with how hard everything is and how shitty bureaucracy is. Yes, all of that is true. We all know it's true. The weather has been shit for a while, bureaucracy. So we know. But the person standing across from you, especially if it's a CEO, founder, or hiring manager, they are not looking for people who moan and whine. They are looking for people who will consistently show up to a job every day, to chaos, and make it better. Every day, little by little. They are not looking for somebody to commiserate with. So there is a very specific balance that you need to find. yes, authentic. You don't have to say that things are great, bureaucracy is amazing, and gee, the job market, love it. No, you don't have to lie. But, don't be the person who's struggling and exhausted and is broadcasting it. Like, this does not land well. And when you do network, be creative, brag a bit what you've done. And what I'm doing right now, like I see a fantastic founder and I go and I say, hey, I can give you 10 hours of my time. How about I do some research for you? How about I look into community building for you? How about, hey, you don't speak German? I do. How about I help you do that? So I invest a little bit, not a little bit, 10 hours is a lot, but if I really see potential there, I go ahead and I ask for an opportunity to show what I do. And little by little, because I show up with a lot of energy, with a lot of positive attitude, people come back to me and they ask me whether I would like to be a part of a proposal or something like this. So you gotta be very creative right now, because the way it used to work, you send in a CV and then you have your interviews, you got your offer. It hardly works anymore, really. So when you do network, be this person that people remember. Be this person who shows up with an amazing attitude, who is creative, who brags about what they've done. So this works well. The third one is about focus. So coming back to LinkedIn a little bit and being creative. So yes, it's cool to be creative, but at the same time, if you are trying to be 5 different people at once and you're applying for classical engineering role, but also you kind of can design, but a trainee role for little money in HR, take that too. And project management, I bet it's not so bad. So I see profiles where somebody's going for different types of roles. And I understand that, like, after some time, people do become desperate. But it reads like restaurants where they serve burgers, Mexican food, and sushi all at the same time. What you eat there, like, you wouldn't trust the quality. Same applies here. So pick 1.5 directions maximum. Make your profile speak to that. Your energy, your posts, your outreach, that they all point the same direction. And you can be a complex person privately. You could be a complex person when you're talking to a founder who is figuring things out and you're like, yeah, look, I could see myself helping you there. Entrepreneurship is a completely different thing. But for a job, you just confuse yourself and confuse others. So while you're job hunting, one clear thing, maybe 1.5. And yeah, as I said, the way we used to get jobs, CV, interview, offer, barely works anymore. 2022 was the last time I got a job that way. Either way, like, it's all been very free style lately. And since then, all the invitations that I've gotten, they all came from LinkedIn or from people who already knew what I was about. And for people who haven't built that yet, yep, it's harder, not gonna lie. I'm not pretending that it's going to be easy, but the work of showing up consistently with a clear identity, with your personality in it, without making other people carry your frustrations, it's work. I've seen it come from the weirdest, most unexpected ways for people who are just pleasant and creative, and they were focused enough to catch it when it arrived. Because, look, the moment you start putting yourself out there, things will start shifting. People will start showing up, people will start reaching out to you for what you said at networkings, for what you did there, from what you did here. So every time you invest into your networking or into your online presence, it's like a little brick that you invest into that might have great consequences and great output later on. So don't be discouraged if you don't land a job after, 2 months of networking and showing up authentically on LinkedIn. It takes time. People don't trust you right away, especially if you're not from around here. So I hope this helped. I will be talking more about this. So thank you for watching and see you in the next videos.